The end of Iowa's first archery split is quickly approaching, and with it will come a 16-day window that will sideline our bow hunters. Jared Mills remains focused on the Big Ten and Merino as his top targets, but both are still missing in action and have been for some time. With this knowledge, Jared focuses his efforts on the same permission farm he had the mishap take place on November 23rd. The property has plenty of food, and this is where he spends his time in the afternoons. His hunting is extremely solid, with plenty of deer action overall, and a few encounters with a great 4.5-year-old buck that will get any bow hunter's blood pumping, but it's not his target. The following evening, December 4th, finds Jared back on the same property, hoping to close the first split on a high note.
Alright, here we go. It is our final shot before Iowa's gun season's open. We're back on the same property, pretty much the same location. We've just moved a couple hundred yards down the hill. The wind was southwest last night, northwest tonight, so we had to move to this end. But still just banking on this buck coming. There's been a lot of deer out here, so banking on him coming out. Had a good hunt last night. Didn't see him, but saw a good 4-year-old. But giving it one last shot. Conditions are pretty good. It's a good afternoon to be in a tree. Just hoping we can get it done before we have to take about a 2.5 week break. So hopefully our wind stays true the rest of the evening, and we can get a glimpse of this deer.
While Jared's hunt starts strong with great deer movement, 220 miles to the southeast, team member Jim Scherer is gearing up for his afternoon sit.
This is day 2 of Illinois' second gun season. I haven't had too much confidence. I had a nice 4-year-old 8-pointer walk past me last night. He didn't get too spooked. He came into about 8 yards and looked up and saw me, didn't know what I was, and he walked off to the north and on out of there. I had a doe that was in there. She stayed in there and blew 3 times, and she didn't really like me there, so I moved out to the field. The wind is completely different now. It's almost west-southwest. It's really not good for this field, so I'm sitting on the far north side of the field. I had a blind over here in years past. I have a doe decoy out at about 100 yards. We'll have to see how the evening goes, and hopefully we see some progression forward towards a big buck coming out into the field. So I haven't seen the 6x5 in I think 4 or 5 days on my camera, so I know he's around here somewhere. I just hope he hadn't gotten shot by a neighbor or something, so we'll see. just shot the 6x5. He was over there about 110 yards over by that scrape. He went right down. He's laying in the field. I was hoping that he was going to come out this evening. There were several deer that came out, and I have a squirrel barking at me. And the deer that were out in the field didn't like it, and they started flagging a little bit. And so I thought, I'm going to go ahead and shoot him. I wish he would have come out a little bit farther, but he's down in the field right there. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Well, I've been after this buck all year long. Started seeing him last year in late December and January. He was coming into the bean field. And I didn't get very many pictures of him last fall. I don't know where he came from. I just started seeing him late in the year. But this year he didn't show up until almost November. And I was like, wow. The first thing I saw was this antler about 1 foot away from my trail camera. So it made it look gargantuan. I was like, wow, that's a giant deer. And he also had a base point that came out below the base. It was about 2 inches long right on that side. And that made it look even nicer. So he's a beautiful 6x5, 4-year-old buck. I'm assuming he's 4 years old. I'm going to send the teeth in and have them aged by the Cementa Manuli. A great ending to my dismal 2020 year.
Back with Jared, the deer continue to pile out in front of his stand.
There's 2 sparring matches going on. Doe just came running out. You see him? Just about out of camera light, so we're wrapping things up, but another solid hunt, good one to end on. I saw a couple good bucks. It's always amazing to me when you can sit the same spot 2 nights in a row and see completely different deer. That 8 was a good looking buck, and then that last buck was actually the one that I hit the branch on a couple weeks ago. And I got to study him a lot longer on tonight's encounter and watch him, and I honestly think he's just a 4.5-year-old. He just didn't have the characteristics of a mature deer, so I probably wasn't going to shoot him. He didn't come into bow range anyways, but just another buck to look forward to hopefully targeting next year. As I mentioned before, the gun seasons are opening tomorrow here in Iowa, so I'm going to be out of the woods for the next couple weeks. Get caught up on other things and anxiously await the late season when I can get the bow back in my hand. Essentially every property that I have to hunt will have some gun hunting pressure on it, so by the time I do get back in the woods, my target list might look completely different depending on what makes it through or even what new bucks get pushed in. But it'll definitely be an anxious await to see what that looks like starting in late December when I can get back out.
Jared wasn't the only one trying to close the final days punching a tag. Drake Lamb spent his time trying to get intern Hunter Wood on a buck. They focused their efforts on the same farm that Drake filled his tag back on in late October. The action is overall good with solid deer movement and peaks with a single encounter with a mature buck. Unfortunately, the big deer never closes the distance and Hunter never releases an arrow. Getting out between work days, Mike Reed took 2 more shots at Dak on the river farm. He too experienced decent action, but the target remains elusive and Mike looks ahead to his highly anticipated trip south to his home state of Louisiana. The first split of Iowa's bow season is now over and most of our team are hitting the sidelines. However, not everyone is out of the game. Each year, a few members of the team choose to hunt the Iowa shotgun seasons. Collins Marine kicks things off with a bang on the morning of December 13th, tagging a mature buck he knows well, continuing his and Caleb Griner's banner season. With 6 bucks down for the year between them and friends, the guys look ahead to the late muzzleloader season when Caleb will have a buck tag back in his pocket. Drake Lamb is also out on December 13th, using this time of the year to hunt with good friends back home. The night ends with plenty of smiles, a doe tag filled, and another memory made. 3 days later, December 16th finds him continuing his push to help Hunter fill his first buck tag of the season. Much like it was with the bow, the guys see plenty of deer, but only does and small bucks make their way across the CRP and into range, thus ending the shotgun seasons for Hunter and Drake. That same day, Mike Reed is loaded down, heading south to his home state of Louisiana to hunt with great friends. With just under a week to get it done, his excitement is high for the coming days.
Let's go get him. Well, it's Wednesday, December 16th. And Chase and I have made the move over to my buddy's farm. Got out in the woods to make an afternoon hunt. This farm is pretty big, and there is a section in the middle of it that is bow only. So we are in the bow only area. We're in a redneck blind on this green field. And we had a big front come through last night. It got down to be pretty cold for down here. It was like 29, 30 degrees. And right now it's like 42 or so. So it feels good. It's pretty neat to see all the fall foliage and lots of green still in the trees. And like I said, on the main show this past week, I haven't been down here since 2012 or so. So it's been a year since I've hunted down here. But this is a very well managed farm. It's really fun to hunt out here. Usually you see a lot of deer. Hopefully the deer start moving soon. We're basically out of camera light. We've had an awesome hunt. 12 does and fawns and 8 bucks. 4 of those bucks were 4 or older, I think. One of these might have been, this one might have been a 3-year-old, but it was a little hard to tell. They were bristling up. This one buck comes and uses the tree coy, the rubbing post. And then the last buck that came out looked like an obvious 5.5-year-old great mass. Mainframe 7 with a kicker. Awesome first day back in Louisiana.
The trip starts fast, and the next 3 days bring a mixed bag of action. Bucks chasing, a knockdown drag-out fight, but no shot opportunities. On the morning of December 20th, Mike heads to the woods for his final hunt of the Louisiana trip.
Day 5, here at my buddy's place in Louisiana. Chase and I are making a short hunt this morning, and then we got to get back in the truck and head back to Iowa. It's about a 12-hour drive, and late muzzleloader opens tomorrow. My bow is out of commission. I damaged the sight yesterday, so I've got the rifle. Scrounged out some orange, and we came back in a totally different part of this farm. Me and my two buddies, we're spread out east to west on this every couple hundred yards trying to catch deer moving back into the center. Big CRP thicket. Just a bunch of ridges. I haven't been in this area in a decade. The hunting has been pretty slow. It's warmed up quite a bit. Yesterday was really, really slow. We hunted a spot in the morning. We saw 2 little bucks cruising mid-morning and 1 doe. Yesterday afternoon we went out. It was pouring down rain. We went to the same plot that we hunted the first night and saw 20 deer. And we didn't see a deer. So yesterday the hunting was, below average, and I think it just has to do with the warm weather and the pouring down rain. This morning it's almost 60 degrees. It's muggy. Mosquitoes are out. So the movement's a little subdued. We've seen 1 doe and 1 fawn. We'll sit her probably another hour and a half or so, and then we got to get down and start packing up and get out of here. See if we can make it happen.
Oh, it's a buck beside me.
What? Oh yeah. Where did it come from?
Good job, Mike. Looks like a big deal. Dude, he was right on top of us.
Isn't he at 20 yards?
He came running that long. I thought he was gonna go this way. I came around. I was like, dude, he's coming in like where you could shoot him with the bow.
That's pretty awesome. That's a good-looking buck. Comes into 25 yards. Put a good shot on him. He's dead just right there at 50, 60 yards. So we're gonna get packed up and go take a look at him. What a great way to conclude our 5-day hunt down here at my buddy's place in Louisiana. It's been an awesome experience. It's really fun to get down here and experience the rut again. That's one of the coolest things about being able to come down here is it's different than the Midwest, and we get this rut rolling here late December, and it's only going to get better over these next couple of weeks. You guys have heard me say before, I grew up hunting public land with my grandfather and my dad and my uncles, and the hunting can be pretty tough. There's certainly some areas that are better than others. And I started hunting out here with my buddy in 2006. And it's really where I started filming because of the management strategies they have in place here. They have a large property. There's a biologist involved. And they're all about shooting older age class bucks and limiting how many are taken. And Our first couple days down here, we had some really great activity, lots of mature bucks, and that awesome buck fight. So this trip has been a great experience in the woods, but even more importantly, the reason I came down here was to be able to spend time with my buddies. They're my long-time hunting buddies, and I haven't been able to spend a lot of time with them since my wife and I moved to Iowa. And it seems like every year we try to get together, something comes up, and so that was really enjoyable for me to be able to come down and spend time with them and enjoy time at the camp, just socializing and catching up. It's also a great example of a large group of people sharing a property. It's impressive to me how well they do it. I think there's 27 different family members that all, have some sort of share in this place and spend time here. And they all spend time hunting out here with their kids and their friends and guests. And it's pin-up time before the hunt is a really fun social event. And it's just really cool to see a large group of people share a property like this and really get to the root of what it's all about, which is just enjoying time in the outdoors with friends and family. We're gonna get them loaded up and back to the skinning shed. Chase and I need to get packed up and head back to Iowa. We've got about a 12-hour drive, and I've got work tomorrow, so we're gonna get moving here. I'm excited to get back. We got snow on the ground and cold temps, and the cell cams have been sending me pictures of a few of our good bucks out in the food plots in the afternoons. Late muzzleloader season opens up tomorrow, and the wife and kids have been patiently waiting, and I'm excited to get out with them. We've got lots of tags to fill and 3 weeks to do it, so I'm excited to continue the grind through the end of the season, and looking forward to what we can put down.
Mike wasn't the only one hunting on December 20th. 830 miles to the north, Max Mangrello and myself are hunting the final day of the second shotgun season in Iowa.
Well, as you can see, it's daylight, and Max and I are done for the second shotgun season. The plan worked to perfection, except that I muffed Max's shot, unfortunately. So when I let go of this camera, I didn't have the fluid head locked, and it went boop, boop. But he smoked his doe. My doe was at about 6 steps, and we heard them both crash. That was so much fun. We were just talking about it, laughing. And while we've got daylight, what we're gonna do is go get both of those does, tag them up, get them back to the house. That was a lot of fun. I don't get to use a gun very often, but I got to just have a hunt with a good friend, and excited to get them back and finish out the night. Essentially, every property that I have to hunt will have some gun hunting pressure on it. So by the time I do get back in the woods, my target list might look completely different depending on what makes it through, or even what new bucks get pushed in.
I'm excited to get back. We got snow on the ground and cold temps. Late muzzleloader season opens up tomorrow, and the wife and kids have been patiently waiting, and I'm excited to get out with them. We've got lots of tags to fill and 3 weeks to do it. So,
as we look ahead, the recipe is simple, and we know exactly what it is we need to find. Good food sources and cold temperatures are now the name of the game. Anxiously, we look forward to hitting the field again full force, trying to discover what bucks made it through the firearm seasons. As excited as we are to be back in the game, we remain cautious. Hunting large fields can produce lots of deer sightings, but it's not nearly as bow hunter friendly as the rut. Closing the distance the next few weeks will be a challenge, no doubt. Given the option, we would much rather be chasing November